I first discovered samurai movies back in high school, when IFC was still doing Samurai Saturdays. If I didn't have a blank tape, I'd find a film I didn't care for, slap a piece of tape over the missing tab on the VHS, set the VCR's record mode to extended play, and record hours and hours of samurai films. I discovered Kurosawa, and films like Kill and Goyakin. My favorite films to watch, though, were those of Zatoichi. They tell the story of a blind man named Ichi and his travels through Edo period Japan. At face value, he is a low-ranking masseur, he's a gambler, but in reality, he's a master swordsman with a perpetual target on his back. A blend of drama, action, and even comedy, the Zatoichi series has something for everyone. During the Edo period of Japan, all but samurai were prohibited from carrying swords. Perhaps this is why Ichi, not wanting to draw attention, but needing to defend himself, carries a sword hidden in a cane. If that sounds like the plot to a certain Rutger Hauer film, then that's because the film Blind Fury was inspired by the Zatoichi character. Another feature of the Edo period is the prohibition of mobility between classes. Whereas before, a farmer might become a samurai, like in the movie Kill, once the Tokugawa Shogunate took power, one lived and died by the caste that they were born into. The elitism of the samurai class and their oppression of the lower classes is a running theme in the series, as well as the corruption amongst the criminal leadership and their manipulation of the innocent. People who abuse their station to threaten the weak and downtrodden often find themselves at the mercy of Ichi's blade. Although each new film is its own story, there is a continuity. As Zatoichi triumphs over his enemies, be they Yakuza, Ronin, or samurai, he is hunted by an ever-growing population of their vengeful associates. His notoriety becomes his burden, and each obstacle that Ichi overcomes creates more obstacles ahead of him, leaving him no choice but to wander through Japan alone and in a state of constant vigilance. Reluctantly, Ichi is forced to take life in a cycle of never-ending violence. Relationships are difficult, as Ichi often arrives ahead of trouble, bringing conflict to those for whom he cares most. Ichi can deal with these enemies though. His Iai-jutsu and Kenjutsu is virtually unmatched. Relentless training and strength of will have forged Ichi into a master swordsman. Of course, it doesn't hurt to have senses bordering on the preternatural either. The choreography is fast, exciting, and often cathartic. It's the same mix of building tension and quick relief that is characteristic of many samurai films, as well as their cousin, the Western. Ichi is played by Shintaro Katsu. Shintaro was a prolific Japanese actor who, despite having a controversial life, was well loved for his portrayal of Ichi, as well as Hanzo in the Hanzo the Razor series. I plan to do a profile on him later. Interestingly enough, before Shintaro Katsu played Zatoichi, he played Suganoichi, a blind court masseur who was a thief, murderer, and rapist. The two characters could not be more different. The character of Ichi is the brainchild of Kan Shimozawa, a novelist who remained instrumental in the story and writing of almost all of the 26 Zatoichi films. That's right, they made 26 movies, over the course of nearly 3 decades, as well as 100 episodes of a TV series. All with Katsu. There really isn't anything else like that in the history of film. Takeshi Kitano did play Ichi in the 2003 film Zatoichi, but that is not part of the Zatoichi canon. It's more of a love letter to the series. Of all the films, New Tale of Zatoichi is my favorite. It's the third in the series and the first in color. In it, Ichi returns to find a former master caught up in a plot to kidnap one of his own students. I'm not going to ruin it for you, and I will do a review of it later, but it features beautiful cinematography, amazing fight scenes, and some fantastic dramatic acting by Katsu. The draw of the Zatoichi series, if you'll forgive the pun, is both the style and the substance, flashy sword fights, and great storytelling. The Criterion Collection has released most of the films, and also the TV series, and you can, as of the posting of this video, watch many of the full films here on YouTube. I can't recommend these films enough. While not every one is a masterpiece, they are all classics.
We fought a long winter, I can tell you I don't have any scars. The cabin fever stole the light out of my eyes, now I see in the dark. As we travel in the spring, tell me now, could you be my Jean? And I'll be full walking round at all with